Right now on Hoosier News Source, road construction from a new IU Health building may add time to your morning commute.
And a local library's movie event that's bringing the past back to those who may have forgotten it.
And I have a nice week leading into a rainy weekend, as well as the forecast for the IU versus Penn State men's basketball game. Hoosier News Source starts now.
Hello and welcome to Hoosier News Source. I'm Anna Black.
And I'm Julia Losetter. Your trek around town might just be getting a bit longer. The Indiana Department of Transportation announced a new road construction near the site of the future IU Health Regional Academic Health Center on State Road 46, begging this week's traffic on the bypass will be reduced to just one lane for northbound and southbound traffic, each between 10th and 17th Street. The entire East Discovery Parkway will also be closed. The construction is part of a $2.4 million project to improve State Road 46 and the Discovery Parkway before the new hospital is planned opening. The construction is slated to be concluded by July of this year.
The Democratic primaries are fast approaching, and IUSTV made its way around campus to ask IU students their predictions about the outcomes. Take a look.
I'm outside the Indiana Memorial Union to talk to some potential voters about the upcoming Democratic primary. Is there a specific candidate that sticks out to you so far?
Honestly, I haven't been paying too much attention this year, so I'm not confident in anybody. But it's early and I'm still open news.
That's awesome. So is there a specific campaign promise that you hope to be fulfilled by a candidate?
You know, I think the country's just really divided at this point, and seeing somebody really bring everyone together is very important.
And what year are you in college?
Senior.
Okay. So are you a resident of Indiana?
Yes.
So do you know when the primary day is to vote?
No.
It is May 5th. Okay, it's all right.
I'm Chris Ball, and I'm a junior.
Okay, so have you been keeping up with Democratic primaries, anything that's been going on, Iowa, New Hampshire? It's okay if you haven't.
No, I mean, I see like the Bernie memes. That's about as much as I keep up.
Yeah. Have you been following any of like the New Hampshire primaries, anything that's been going on in Iowa?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, really? Is there a candidate that's caught your eye at all?
Yeah, I would say Amy Klobuchar.
Oh, really? So what are the reasons that you like?
I think that she has experience. I think a lot of her ideas are very practical, and I think she stands like a good chance in the general election.
I am a Bernie supporter. I just like what he stands for, and to me, he's the best fit for us.
Yeah, that's awesome. Is there a specific promise that you want him to really fulfill, something you're very passionate about?
I'm really passionate about universal health care, and I think it's something that all citizens need, and I think it's time that we finally join the rest of the world with doing that for us.
I really liked when Michelle Obama had her 60 Minutes and Healthy Foods, and I know that's sort of straight away with Trump's campaigns a little bit, so I think that's really important to still be maintaining our school systems.
So is there a specific campaign promise that you hope to be fulfilled by any one of the candidates, something that's really important to you, you're very passionate about, and you hope that's fulfilled?
I mean, tuition help is probably the main thing.
Just to make our country more unified again. I feel like it's been more split than ever, so that needs to change.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, appreciate that.
To find out when your state's primary will be held, you can go to ncsl.org.
An environmental protest over 2,000 miles away in Canada is finding support from students right here in Bloomington. IU students gathered Friday afternoon at People's Park outside Kirkwood Avenue, protesting Canada's $5 billion pipeline project. The project has gained global controversy and protest due to its passage through Indigenous peoples' land. Here in Bloomington, IU students are joining the campaign with hopes of informing and educating members of the Bloomington community.
It's important that we in America show solidarity with that any way we can to get the message out. The more people know what's going on, the more people are going to reject that and speak out.
To be a part of future climate protests, you can join students outside the Sample Gates or throughout Kirkwood Avenue early Friday afternoon.
It's a crime that often goes unpunished but can create major road hazards. In a recent report from the City of Bloomington, there are currently over 15,000 signs across the city limits. With these thousands of signs, there are also dozens of reports of thefts of them every year. Bloomington Street Department Traffic Manager Mike Stinson reports stop signs and street signs as the most commonly taken signs. with High Street as the most common target for thieves. The city spends an estimated $60,000 to $70,000 each year on signs alone. The street department wishes to remind the community that theft signs can create major traffic accidents and present danger to the safety of the community.
The Monroe County Public Library hosted a dementia-friendly film screening of Viva Las Vegas in their auditorium. The library is one of many organizations in the Bloomington community that is dementia-friendly certified. To maintain this recognition, they are striving to make sure that it is a welcoming environment for not only those living with dementia, but for their caretakers and families as well. One of the major issues surrounding the disease is the isolation that those with dementia often experience, which can greatly impact their overall health and happiness. The library is working to address this isolation through a variety of activities, one of those being film screenings.
We really want people living with dementia to get out into the community, to take advantage of free, fun, accessible venues and activities. And one of the easy things we can do is present films here at the library.
This is the second film screening the library has organized, with the first showing taking place this summer. The goal of this event is for those living with dementia to make positive connections with their past. The library hopes to make this happen through showing movies and musicals that were popular when they were younger, such as Viva Las Vegas.
Coming up on Hoosier News Source, Caroline Clare joins us with what to expect from this week's weather.
And I'll give you sports updates from the track to the swimming pool and all the way to the ball field. That and more coming up. Stay with us.
Thanks, Julia. Although we will have a sunny rest of the week, rain will unfortunately return this weekend. As you can see, we will have a low pressure system moving into the area coming from the west, and in Bloomington we are right on the edge of the warm front, and it will rise temperatures into the 40s going early into next week, also bringing rain with it as early as Sunday. Hopefully this rain won't be a damper on our IU men's basketball game against the Penn State Lions this Sunday. As you head out to the stadium around 10 a.m., 37 cloudy, and there is a small chance of precipitation from that system coming through, so just make sure to grab a rain jacket or a raincoat as you head out the door, as umbrellas are not permitted in the stadium. At noon, game time, 41, still slight chance of precipitation, and as we leave the stadium, hopefully with a victory, 42 and 40% chance of precipitation. Now, let's take a look at what the rest of the week has to offer. Starting on Wednesday, 39 and mostly sunny. Thursday, 33 and partly sunny. Friday, 37 and sunny, a nice weekend. Before we get into early next week, we have Saturday, 45 and partly sunny. Sunday, with that system coming through, we can expect some showers early into next week. Once again, will be rising temperatures slightly. 44 and rainy on Sunday. Monday, rainy and 43, and Tuesday, cloudy and 43. Make sure to get out and enjoy the rest of the sunny week before the rainy weekend. And if you are heading out to the game on Sunday, don't forget to cheer on the Hoosiers. Now, I'll toss it to Maxwell Glenn to talk about the IU women's water polo team's successful weekend and the most recent sports updates here at IU. Max?
It was an emotional NBA All-Star weekend filled with tributes to Kobe Bryant and phenomenal plays from the league's best. When format changes were announced, NBA Twitter couldn't handle it. But after seeing the changes in action, they changed their mind. Now you'll see here players holding hands during Magic Johnson's tribute speech to Kobe Bryant. And then each team honored the late Bryant family members with the team Giannis wearing 24 and Team LeBron wearing number 2. Let's get into some action here. There's LeBron, the captain. Oh, captain, my captain. Throwing down the dunk. Look at the behind the back, showing off that finesse. Next up, let's see Kawhi Leonard. He won the MVP award. He had 30 points on the night and won the first Kobe Bryant MVP award. And now let's take a look. Another LeBron James slam. Kaboom! There he is coming through with another one. 157 was the target score for the fourth quarter. Davis gets to the free throw line, misses the first, hits the second, and the final is 157 to 155. Now we have to wait for NBA action until Thursday. Now, Denny Hamlin made history at the Daytona 500, winning for the second straight year in a photo finish. He's the first ever driver since 1995 to win the Daytona in consecutive years. The last driver to do that, Sterling Marlin. Though the focus was not on Hamlin when the race ended, warning though that these next images can be found disturbing. While Hamlin beat out Ryan Blaney for the win, Indiana native and Purdue Boilermaker Ryan Newman was caught in one of the scariest crashes in NASCAR history. There you see that rear contact that sends Newman into the wall. That's a very hard contact to begin with, but then from there the crash only worsens. You see there again, there's the contact, and then Corey LaJoie comes through and catches the driver's side window, sending Newman into a flurry of sparks and wreckage. NASCAR released a statement last night that Ryan Newman is in serious condition, but his injuries are not life-threatening. A statement released by Roush Fenway Racing this afternoon revealed Newman is now awake and speaking. IUS TV joins the racing community in sending thoughts and prayers to Ryan Newman and his family. Now in IU news, the baseball team took the field for the first time this season versus number 11 LSU. IU had a slow start, but the 3-game series in Baton Rouge they were able to bounce back with. The Hoosiers fell 8-1 and 7-4 in their first 2 games, but bounced back in the third with a 7-2 victory. Grant Richardson went 6 for 12 and recorded 5 RBIs on the weekend. Braden Tucker also had a strong showing on the mound against LSU in the third contest. The South Alabama tournament is the next destination for the Hoosiers. Action begins February 21st. Indiana water polo had its first tournament and the home tournament, and the Hoosiers put on a show for the home crowd. Indiana has been heating up lately, currently ranked 19th in the latest polls, and they kept up their momentum. IU went 3-0 in the Indiana Classic with wins against St. Francis, number 25 California Baptist, and Villanova. They moved to 6-5, back to a winning record, and now have a week off. Then IU heads back to California for the Cal Lutheran Invite on February 28th and 29th.
Wow, I had no idea that Indiana water polo was so good. I may have to go to one of their matches.
Yeah, they're having a great improvement off last season. They have a new head coach, but they returned every player. So they've had a lot to work with, and the season's looking very exciting so far.
Wow. It's exciting.
We have to go to a game.
I know. Absolutely. Thanks, Max, and thank you for watching this week's episode of Hoosier News Source.
To learn more about this week's stories, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at IUS TV News.
I'm Juliet Lostetter.
And I'm Anna Black. From Bloomington, Indiana, we'll see you next week.